Oh, man. Alright. You know what? We're having a lot of lagging issues. I think we're going to keep this on normal for now. Just to, you know. Oh. Alright, so we're in a jungle. And, we're just going to let... Because the world is still generating, you know, so we're just going to let it completely generate. That way, at least the frame rate will speed up a little bit, if not too significantly. Alright. So I'm just going to have a look around. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm not convinced that that's going to be doable, quite frankly. Alright, so from the looks of things, aside from all these issues, there's an ocean back here. That's nice. But this lag is making me want to rage quit. Alright, let's... Alright. This is not a horrible location. I would have preferred a mountains biome, but can't have everything. So what is the goal for this series, if this series even continues? Meaning that, I mean, this frame rate is really, it will literally be, I will literally be able to tolerate the frame rate if it's above 10. Is that a jungle temple? Somewhere there's a tripwire. There it is. Alright, so here's a nice forest. I mean, that's ultimately where I'm going to build my house, is into a mountain. No! Oops. And because of my frame rate issues, I was not... Dear. I think the lag spike was what caused it. No! Here I am in the middle of nowhere, about to die. The frame rate, because I'm basically going to have to play at this frame rate. And with the frame rate dropping and both mobs coming at me, I thought I was going to die. So we're going to get a little bit more dirt, that way we can use it when we need to. But we don't have any torches, but we can make them now. Uh-oh. No! You know, I don't want to constantly die. Am I just going to live off of running? Holy cow. Because of our lag. I need to kill something, though. I need to kill something now. I do have seeds, actually. That's enough to make wheat. Do cool things. Oh, too many jungles. Gotta find a mountain. Oh, what am I looking at? What am I looking at? Am I looking at anything potential? Am I? Oh, wow. I think. I think we might have just found something. We're gonna get in there quick. Oh, never mind. Yep, this is where we're working. Alright. We need to get in something, and we need to get in something right now. Oh, wow. We are in for a very stressful start, and I am almost going to guarantee that the lag is because of it. Pretty much safe for now until I'm peaking 20 frames per second, and that is like unheard of. Off camera. Ta-da! We've been doing a bit of renovating, I think, so we're gonna be building an epically huge castle. Okay, it's going to be really homey. You know, it's just going to look like a castle. You know, it's just gonna be really castle-like. Not necessarily on the interior, more the exterior of it. The thing about symmetry, I want this thing to be very asymmetrical, you know, because I want a lot of different shapes and sizes. Now we're just trying to survive. Okay, so at the moment, so right, if we go right over the mountain here, bam. So yeah. I think the dirt on the side, well, I don't know. Basically, the way that it's going to be built, so here's the entrance, okay? So here's the way in. So you're going to enter the Starlight, and that's literally that room, that first room in there with my bed and my furnaces and stuff, that's literally this room, okay? This room right here. The temporary storage room, that's this room, okay? So this room and this room. So the way that it's going to be built, there's going to be a main room in the middle here. And around the main room are going to be various smaller rooms. And each room is going to have a specific purpose. Let's just hop inside to get an idea of what I'm talking about here on a much larger scale. Alright, so you can see here, what I've done is I've dug into what is going to be the main room here. Now, a creeper blew up right here. It dug out here, and this is basically the edge of the mountain. You can see it's kind of leveling out here. Mountains, granted, I usually build things in much bigger mountains, but unfortunately, we did not find that. Well, how far in do we want to come? That's the question. As far as the shape of the spire goes. As these spires, anyway. These are a little bit smaller. Okay. And they're just going to be kind of like this. And then this one's a little bit bigger. But this one you're going to be traveling up. This one you're not going to be able to travel up. And we're going to do the same thing over here, but I won't. Do you know what time it is? Oh, I'll tell you what time it is. It's time for epic renovations. They are going to be worked on later, such as the Pillar of Life, for example. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put these back. And then, for example, all of the spires, you'll notice I did not do because these are going to be dug out and we're going to start building them up anyway. Did I look at an Enderman? Didn't know what was going on. Yeah, I recorded what would have been this episode off camera. Well, you know, I recorded it, but then I realized, I mean, it was 2, 3 in the morning. So, I mean, that might be why I didn't realize it, but my mic was not plugged in. I didn't realize until this morning. Really little zombies. And they sprint. They run so freaking fast, man. Here they are. That's them. That's baby zombies. Why do bad things always happen to me? I had it a lot. I think it's really low for a 3rd floor. So what I thought I'd actually do is make this a warehouse floor. So we're actually going to be outside when this is complete. So the 3rd floor is going to start a little bit higher up. We need to get one thing straight. Viewing this on short render distance is not really going to be ideal. With a ring around it and a dome. Alright guys, well, just thought I'd make a note. This is just another small idea I had. Instead of making it a roof and then another floor, I wanted to kind of create like a walking track. So, we're going to be working on that balcony today. Alright, so now that we've got that done, what we need to actually do is make something a little like this. So, the reason that I like it is because, first of all, it's a new shape. You know, and it almost looks like an extension to the castle, so it's like you've got... It just... I think it works. We need to get rid of that dirt, though. That's ugly. This balcony's going to have fencage. Yeah, that's not going to work. What is happening? Well, I think we're going to end it on that note before something bad happens, because I don't really want anything bad to happen right now. I'm too young to die. 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 A long time ago, in this galaxy, of course, there was a world that I called Techtropolis, and that was actually a year and a half ago or something. June 12th or 13th, I think. So yeah, that's cool. I started a world, a survival world, and I actually started as a Let's Play series, as you saw in the beginning of this video. I showed you some of the clips of that. I have since taken that away because it stopped, because lag and whatever else. But even though that died, the world and the development and stuff did not. So it was a world, and it started like this, and it ended up like this. So basically, as I was developing and making everything that you see here, I made it with a mindset of, I wanted to feel more like I was enjoying the different aspects of the game rather than simply trying to survive. Because that's not fun to me. I like to be creative with, sort of the things that I'm doing. And I know there's nothing coherent about the way that this looks, but that's okay, because that was what I was aiming for. I was aiming for a collection of varying themes and styles in each of the rooms. I didn't want any symmetry. I just wanted something that overall looked cool. So that's what this is. Okay. So we're going to go on a world tour of this. I'm going to basically try and make it as quick as I can, but, you never know. This is my base, of course. This is what happens when I'm bored. So basically, whenever I got bored or whenever I just wanted to pass time, I would come into this world and I would develop it and make something out of it. And I wrote up an agenda. I wrote up a list of things that I wanted to do in this world after the first year. And it's a year and a half later now, and, well, I did take a few months. Like, there was a period of about 8 months or so, spread out, of course, that I didn't log into the world. So that's the reason that it's a year and a half rather than a year. But yeah, I'm going to try and stop stalling, and we're going to get started. So that's cool. Sit back and relax. And before we go in, of course, there are a few things I need to note. This is only the first year world tour. In a year from now, or a little over or less, I don't know, I will make another one for the second year and see what we get done within the next year, which we'll talk about near the end of the video. I'll talk about my plans for that. And that includes the Nether. I have not been to the Nether yet in this world, and that's obviously an intentional thing, because I wanted a challenge. I wanted something. I wanted something to look forward to, and we are going to not do that. So that's cool. And along the way, I'll be telling you sort of things that I'll change or some things that have been changed as we go through the tour. So we're going to start over here and make our way over there. I'm not actually going to use the front entrance to get inside of this, but I will be periodically referring to individual entrances or parts of the castle that we've already looked at. So real quickly, the names of these structures so that you get that. The big thing here, this is the Starlight Castle. Yeah. This sandstone with clay and stained glass and whatever kind of colors you see over there, that's the Power Museum. That blue thing made out of lapis lazuli is the Lapis Hall of Fame. That's Starlight Station. And this is Starlight Playground. The Starlight Pavilion is back there behind all that, but you can't really see it. And cumulatively, all these together is called the Starlight Headquarters. So, we're going to get started. We're going to get started over here, and what I'm going to do is, as we go through, I'll give you just a brief history of how it happened and when it happened, and we'll just sort of look at what everything is and where it all is. I'll try not to be boring, but it's 11 o'clock at night. There's my excuse. Alright, well, let's get started. Starlight Playground is actually one of the newest additions to the Starlight Headquarters. And when I made it, I was on a fixation with parkour and parkour courses. I had a fixation for that. So I wanted to make something sort of based around that, and I did. And that's what the playground is. It has that, just a little rock wall thing in here, and it was just for my own leisure and thing. This is the crash course, which is just a little parkour course. We're not actually going to do it, but I'll show it to you. And you just go through the course down here, and it's simple, and then you go up there. You can't actually get back onto the course from anywhere in here. So yeah, the only way to get back in is to go up through the hole and start over. So if you fall off, you start over. That's basically how it works. So that's fun. Whenever I'm passing time, again, I'll come down here and maybe just do that. But yeah, I just wanted some fun, so I built that. So that's Starlight Playground. There is another parkour course that I've built in this world, and we will definitely be checking that out a little bit later. It was a huge project, but it's way over there. So, moving on from that, real quickly, down there you can see there is this. I kind of dug that out. That's man-made. So, little thing there, it goes over, and now, well, now we're in the front. So, moving on down, we are approaching Starlight Station, and you can start to see more things from the Starlight, and a different view of it, rather. Down there is the Starlight, one of the gardens, or the entrance to the pavilion, which is up through there. And you can get back there, and we're going to head back there in a minute. That's actually where we're going to enter the Starlight, is through there. So Starlight Station was this. You go in. Basically what it is a train station, and I don't actually use it very often because now that this was created, I'm pretty sure before 1.6, so before horses. And wait, no, it would have been created right at 1.6 or something like that. I don't know. It was definitely created after. But anyway, point is I made it because I wanted train stations, and that's what these are. So basically, the way it works is those go down, but they don't actually go down because, as you can see, they didn't go down. And there's a thing in there. So this opens that, right? So the way it works, each of these corresponds to the grid over here. So if I wanted to turn this one on, so this is the top right or whatever. So, okay, on, and now it's on. So each of these, that's how that works. These are lights, turns them on and off. That goes to the north, which I don't think we're gonna go on this tour because it's not important. Because there's not really anything up there. That's just where I go to like harvest all my sand and stuff. So yeah, mobs, as far as I know, can't really spawn anywhere in here, but what do I know? So that's cool, I guess. This does nothing. This puts that gate up. Yeah, I was just having a lot of fun with that. I don't know. So that's Starlight Station. Nothing huge, nothing monstrous, but it was a fun construction, I guess, and it ate up a lot of my iron. The railway did. So yeah. This road was originally crafted for horses. So that's the reason it's so big and like that. So as we head down the back here, you can start to see Starlight Pavilion. And this is something that I'm continuing to develop. And in year number 2, within the next year, I will be developing all of this area into a Starlight Plaza. But that's the pavilion. It's basically outdoors, but it's also halfway indoors too. And it's got like a lot of utilities and things that you're already starting to see. So basically all this is sorted down here before we go into the Starlight. So here are Etho's horse stable things. So yeah, they are exactly like Etho's, because I liked the design, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put this in my world, and I did. Each of these horses are good horses. I tried to get good ones anyway. So yeah, Orion was the first horse that I can recall getting, so he's sentimental. This is Thor, or the second version of Thor, rather. The first one that was here disappeared one day. I have no idea where he went. So what I did was I bred 2 of these horses and got this guy. This is Tigress. Found her somewhere in the north. This is Kronos, one of the fastest horses I have. This is Zeus, one of the overall most well-rounded horses that I have. This is unnamed. This is unnamed. This is unnamed. but they're cool, you know. This one especially is very fast. I like fast. And I do have another horse on an island somewhere else, but named Luna, but she stays there basically. So that way, like, because it's on the other side of the sea, this ocean, whatever. So like if when I leave by boat or something and go over there, that way she's over there. So that's the reason that I keep her over there. And this is so mobs can't get in, which so far has worked, except for baby zombies, of course. As we move on down the line, we see the donkey pen. Same purpose for the door there, and so the donkey can't get out. This is him. Nothing special, but I only have one. So that's cool. And then in here, we're almost into the Starlight. Here we've got something that looks very similar to Ethos, except, well, it doesn't have any functionality. It's completely manual, which I don't have a problem with, really. And then, of course, you've got all the wool storage back here. The carpet storage is up top. That's where I just keep all the carpet. And this is sort of the wool room where all the wool storage is. And I know I said that, but that's the sheep processing facility here. That is a thing, and that I use to take the wool from the sheep. Basically, is the purpose of that tool right there. Yeah. Moving on. This is my dog house. I started out with 2 dogs from a Tega that was like 2,000 blocks away. So, and then it turned into this. I keep all their food in here, and I don't know why that guy's in the chest. So yeah, whatever. This goes out here. This is just for scenic purposes purely, but it's kind of funny. Moving on. So before we enter the Starlight, which we're going to enter from here, the archery alley is also part of the pavilion. So like I said, you know, I'm all about fun. I wanted to do some leisure things as well as functional utility things, so I made the archery alley. The archery alley is just like its name suggests, an archery alley, underground. So basically what it works, and you saw this in the trailer if you watched it, and I hope it can aim, and fireworks. So that's the way it works. And that's it. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Just don't use an infinity bow or you don't get anything back. So that's cool. Right up there, you can see the spectator lounge of the archery alley. You get out through any one of these 2 entrances. And it's just what its name also suggests, a spectator lounge. You watch, but there's nothing to watch. And where is the cyan carpet? I don't know. So yeah, the carpet was actually light blue, but I know that now. Now we shall enter the Starlight Castle. Yeah, and so this is the sitting room. This is a door, closes that. So mobs can't get in, except for baby zombies and spiders, which has never happened, as far as I can recall. So yeah, that's that. It's just a room purely for decoration and also leading into that. Let's see here. We'll go in here next. This is the lobby. Here's the front entrance, which now I will use, even though I wasn't earlier. Now that we've used that entrance, and you can kind of see how this works. That's sort of what you see when you first come in. And this also opens that, because in year 2 I plan to add a lock to the door, so that way I can get in, but not from outside, so that'll be interesting. Let's see here. We'll go in here next. This is the plaza room, called such because it's decorated in such a way that reminded me personally of a plaza. This is the cat room. It's full of cats. However, I don't actually use the cats. They're purely just here to be a part of the world, you know, just so I can say that I have them. Like, I don't really travel with them at all, any of them. But, you know, it's fun for decoration, and I don't know, I'd say it looks alright. These are for the cats, so they breed right in there, which is disgusting, but whatever. That's a lot of breeding. That's a lot of busyness going on over there. Anyway, this is for this was back in the earlier days when I had a mob or a horse or something, and I would actually bring it in here and put a lead on it and hook it up to this. Obviously, it used to be an oak wood fence, oak fence post, but I did change it to spruce because I wanted to keep the nostalgic feel that it had, and it does remind me of that when I walk in here and look at it. So that's that. Up in here, I'm not going to go up there yet because that would screw up the way that I had this tour planned out, so that way we can see everything. But as you may have guessed from the outside, that giant tower that you saw is in fact a zombie tower, where zombies go up and they drop. It's an XP farm basically, and we'll check that out later. This is the Techtropolis Lapis Hall of Fame. The purpose of this was to showcase, well, aside from just being decorative, was to showcase each of the major structures in this world and when they were finished, the month that they were finished. So that's that. You can have a quick look at these. That, by the way, is the parkour course that I was referring to earlier that we are going to look at today at some point. So that's that. This is actually the newest construction, newest addition to the thing, as you can see right there. That's when it was added. So yeah, it was very recent, like within the past few days, as of the making of this video. In here is the middle, like the middle transport center of the Starlight. It's the biggest room, and it's on every floor. So basically, its purpose is to provide transportation to the Pillar of Life, which is this giant pillar here that gets you to every floor. There are alternate methods of transportation, of course, and we will be looking at those throughout the tour. Yeah, so let's see here. And it also has, like, you know, things like this, just basic utilities throughout. So there's a map of the Starlight in the Power Museum. Those are the farmlands. We will be having a look at those before we go up to the second floor. Let's see. This is the diamond mine. It's a mine, basically. You go down and you go down. This was for back in the day when I didn't have a lot of stuff. I would keep things in there to go down there. Now it's only cobblestone to match, to keep like coherence with the spire right there. Okay. But I will be changing it all to andesite at some point, like the spires and everything. So, in year 2 at some point. But that's a big task. Let's see here. Over here is the transport spire. It's a spire, so this, like in year 2, this will all be andesite. That'll be one of the big renovations to the castle that I give it. But yeah, the point is so that from any floor you can drop on down, or you can go up. So you can go down and up with this. It goes into the plaza room there. Also, this is a drop tower. The drop tower, you can drop down from anywhere all the way as far up as that blue 360 observatory you saw from the outside, which is actually my bedroom. So that's the highest point that you can drop down from, and every other floor. So that's that. Back here is the back room. It currently has our buckets, and it also has the lift spires and the jump pads. These are slime blocks, so you can imagine these were relatively recent. And the purpose is creative methods of transportation as well. From the 4th floor all the way up there, you can actually get down to the 2nd floor in 2 jumps, so it's actually very quick if I wanted to get from there to here. So that's cool, I guess. This is not a room, on this floor anyway. I tried to keep the structure slightly varied on each individual floor. That way it gives each floor a different and unique feel. So you will definitely see that as we head up. Down here is the storage rooms. We'll be having a look at that in a second. But first and foremost, I want to get to outside the farmlands. So you got here, you got this. This is currently nothing, but in year 2, I will be developing it to go up there, and there'll be some things up there. So that's cool. Out here, you can sort of go ahead and play the guessing game and figure out what this is, and that's the Power Museum, of course. We'll be looking at all that later, though. Right now, I want to focus on the farmlands. This was one of the first things completed for this world. It doesn't look very expensive, so you can probably guess, yeah. I don't actually use it much anymore, because I have automatic farms inside now, that I'll show you later. The only one I actively use is the sugarcane farm, because that's about the only one that I don't know how to automate. So yeah. And then there's a mushroom farm down there somewhere. So I'm not actually going to go into the farmlands, I'm just going to show them to you. There is a vine farm back there, that cobblestone you see right there. That's the vine farm. Cactus farm back there as well. And then everything else that you see as a farm. There are two entrances to the farmlands. The first one is right here, through the back. The second one is up front, but I never use it. This is the rabbit hole. Pretty recent, because of 1.8. So yeah, basically you breed them all there. And they got out once, so that's why I added that extra gate in there. So I breed them from up here and whatever else. This is the barn, and along with the farmlands, the barn was one of the first things added to the world as well, or the first things completed. You got your cows, sheep, pigs, and chickens and everything, and breeding materials, or breeding things, whatever. So that's that, and yeah. So that's this area. I use the barn frequently even still, but the farmlands I try not to. It's mostly for decoration now. So we'll come back to all this at a later time. I want to get through the castle first. So let's head back inside and have a look. That's basically everything that's out here. Oh, but there is one more thing I forgot to mention. First of all, I do want to give you sort of a look at the Starlight from behind. So here's a quick view at it. You can have a look. So basically, that right there is a boat entrance. So when I go out on adventures in that direction via boat, which I do actually do quite a bit, I come back and enter the Starlight through there. And we're going to have a look at that when we go down into the storage rooms. And that stone brick tower right there is the deploy tower. That's also kind of important, because what that does is it sends the boats back up to the escape hatch, which is right there. And you can only imagine what the purpose of that is. But we will be having a look at all that. So let's head into the storage rooms and have a look at what's going on in there. So, as a disclaimer, I am not going to be going through each individual chest and showing you every single thing that I own. Because number one, I know there are a lot of people out there who don't really care to see that, and number two, that's going to take up a lot of time. What I think I'll do instead is make a separate video doing like an inventory check or something of everything that's in these chests, because there's quite a lot. So that's what I think I'll do instead, so keep an eye out for that. It won't come out at the same time as this video, but it'll come out shortly after at some point. I'll link it when that happens. So yeah, just needed to get that out of the way. So the storage rooms are divided into 3 rooms: material storage, the armory, and the mass storage rooms. So let's have a look at this first. Material storage is mob drops, materials, mechanisms, and loots, which is going to be reorganized when I go to the nether to suit some of the nether items as well, which it currently does not. But because I haven't been to the nether yet, it doesn't matter, but it will matter, because that's going to be one of the first things I get to in year 2. Here's where all my organics and food is, flowers, trees and stuff, food, all the different foods and utilities and whatnot. Ores and rares and mineral blocks. This is basically everything that you expect from mining. Everything's in here. This is also another entrance to the Power Museum, but we're not going to be going in there for right now for the same reason as before. It will screw up the sequence of the tour, but we will come back to it later. This is the boat entrance. So you come in and send the boat into the hopper, which for some reason is not working. And then what you do is you step on the plate, and that should be going into a minecart, but I don't know what's going on with it. It sometimes doesn't work for some reason because the minecart gets stuck somewhere at the bottom. So I'll have to fix that at some point, but that's basically how it works. And it goes up the deploy tower, which you saw out there, up to the escape hatch. When I go to the nether, I will get a comparator to where I can get rid of this and just automate that. So that's cool. Heading out of here, that's all that's in there. The armory is more like a tools section plus armory. And basically the way it works is I already have all my tools already crafted. And I keep them all mass produced in these chests. All my iron tools are on this side. Stone tools, which I used to have, because the armory was built in a time before I really used diamond tools. So stone here, and then iron here. My high-level enchanted stuff, which I don't carry around with me often, and this is the low-level stuff that I do carry around with me often. Basically, like the stuff I'm carrying with me now. Well, actually, no, these are pretty high-level thing. Well, this is not, but this is a pretty high-level thing. So, yeah, those are the two different arsenals of enchanted things. The diamond tools are here, the fishing rods and the bows and stuff are here. All of my armor mob drops, like these were all mob drops. All of this, mob drops. So I do keep all that over here. All my enchanted books are in there, with enchanted items that are meant to be combined with other items are in there. Wooden tools, yeah, that's not even right, but doesn't matter. So that's the armory. That's cool, I guess. The mass storage rooms is basically all blocks. This is all 6 different types of wood. Top chest is planks, which I need to refill that. Bottom chest is logs, where here's a better example where that's full, and then you've got the logs. So that's basically how it's structured for the rest of them, except spruce needs to be refilled. These 6 chests are cobblestone. These 4 are dirt, sand, and gravel. And then I'm not going to go through all these individually, but you can just have a quick look at these and what they are. These are all for the nether. They're empty right now because, like I said, once again, I haven't been to the nether yet. But yeah, they will be for that. This is for colored stuff or stuff that has, you know, multiple variations of all kinds of things, like the colored glass and clay, stone brick stuff. All the 6 different variations of all these things are in there. Down here we have the 1.8 blocks, which were just added, and then a bunch of other stuff that is mostly empty. Like, I haven't found any of this yet. I haven't really collected any of that stuff. Haven't found any of that. Haven't found mycelium, coarse dirt, and stone, obviously. So yeah, quartz don't have. So yeah, that's that. So that's it for the storage rooms. There are a few different ways to get to the 2nd floor and floors beyond. There's the Pillar of Life, which we're probably not going to use. The staircase, which is what we always use. And then, of course, the transport spire, which we'll use for a different floor. Because this is the most convenient way to the 2nd floor. So now we're on the 2nd floor of the Starlight. Same thing going on in here. Same thing going on in here. Nothing new here. Just some windows. But in the 2nd floor, you get the bay balconies, which are, well, balconies on the bay. And there's another one over there. And you can get, so here's a deploy tower at a much closer look. And yeah, there's that. You just get some different views. This is the giant furnace room. And yes, every single furnace has, well, they all did have a stack of coal. So yeah, that's a lot of coal. And then this is the flower room. It's just decoration, and you can probably tell where this is headed and what this is. But yeah. Transport center. The bakery is purely for decoration because I've never actually eaten any of the cakes. But I have all my ingredients here, my cow, and my recipe in case I ever forget, and my crafting table. And that's missing, but that tends to just disappear, so I just left it gone. Yeah, that makes sense. In here is the gathering room, but it really doesn't have much of a constructive purpose. But this is Starlight Balcony, so it's a balcony that's right above the entrance. So yeah, you can have a quick look at that. Just a balcony is all. And here is the entrance to the official entrance to the Power Museum, but like I said, we're not actually going to be going in there yet. I'm gonna wait till we're all done with the Starlight, and then we will head into there, because that's a completely different structure connected to the Starlight. Flower bed in there, and drop tower here, and a map of Techtropolis Island. That's where the Starlight is. And we do live on an island, or I live on an island, not you. You don't live here. Sorry. And then that's all the mainland that I've been exploring. So yeah. For the third floor, as we head up, we are going to be taking the transport spire, so you can get a little bit of a taste of something a little bit different. And yeah, I will be changing all this spire to andesite in year 2. So that way, because I hate cobblestone, I've slowly renovated, as you've seen from some of the pictures at the beginning of this video. This entire castle used to be cobblestone, so we've really changed it a lot. And the spires are the last thing to change, finally. So, yeah. The third floor is the most diverse and the most decorative of all the floors, and it's also the biggest. The structure is quite a bit different from the others, so let's have a look. So here's the transport spire from up here. Let's see here. We'll start over here with the stuff you're familiar with. Is the transport spire. You drop down, go up. The lift spires. This room is the rail room, but it will probably be changed because it's inconvenient. That is the first time a mob has spawned in the Starlight. I have absolutely no idea where he came from. I really don't. That is the first time a mob has spawned in the Starlight. Or shown up in one. Or shown up in the Starlight, rather. Really. Alright, well, I'll have to investigate that at a later date. So, that was inconvenient. Anyway, moving on. It just has the rails and stuff, but I'll probably move these down at some point, because, like I said, it's inconvenient. So that's that. Moving on in here, jump pads. This is the disintegrator room. It's the disintegrator. It's where I disintegrate things that I don't want. Mostly including zombie flesh, so yeah. That's cool, I guess. Out here is the Starlight Observatory, which is just as its name suggests. You can see the whole pavilion and everything. Just a different way of viewing things. So you can see all that. Ah, the mob. The skeleton might have spawned in here. He might have spawned on one of these blocks. That is a possibility. I don't know. Just being safe. I mean, that's about the only place it can spawn. In here is the low-level enchanting room, where we enchant like low-level items like this. But now we need lapis, so I don't have that up here, because I don't ever bring it. So that's this room. This is the lookout room. Probably where's that? Well, there was a painting up there, but it is no longer there. That's very weird. That's a strange phenomenon. Okay. What is that, a bug or something? That painting is now gone. There was a giant painting up there. First of all, I just want to apologize for the inconvenience, because I don't know how that happened. This room is fairly outdated, but it still has a purpose. This is the range room. The range room was originally designed to shoot mobs, but ever since I lit everything up, mobs hardly spawn. So you could do it from any of these two holes, or you could do it from any of these two holes up here. Or alternatively, you could go to the range balcony up here and shoot from up here. Same purpose, shooting things, but you also get a different view of Pyro Museum very close up and wherever else. I can't aim. I can't aim. That's basically the point of this balcony. And here's what you're familiar with. Oh, and Grand Observatory. That's what this is. It's an observatory. So yeah. And then let's see here. Oh yeah, this is the library. The library's above the 3rd floor, but it's also below the 4th. So that's the 4th floor. The library was just a fun project for putting together a bunch of book and quill books and putting scavenger hunts together or guides to Techtropolis and things like that. And decorating it with a bunch of bookshelves, which took a lot of leather. And as you can see, these spots are still spots that I need to fill in with bookshelves. So that's that. But other than that, yeah, the library's it's private. The drop tower is right behind here. So yeah. I think that's it for the 3rd floor. The 4th floor has a much different feel to it than the other floors because it's less focused around utility and more around fun, just games and things. So here we have the map, an extended version of this map that also features the 1.8 lands, which are right there. Magenta carpet for this transport center. The sort of lookout walking track sort of thing with its own window. This is a room with a pink window. This is the fallout room where you fall out. But it also has the lounge balcony, which is this right here, lounge, as you can see by the name. And then also the lounge floor, which is up here. So just kind of I don't know, I just had an idea, so I wanted to be creative with something, so I built this. Pretty easy to fall out of the Starlight though. You fall out from here. One idea I have for year number 2, another project we're going to do to expand the Starlight headquarters, a giant slime block trampoline right out here, off of the lounge balcony. That's right, baby. We're doing that at some point. And by the way, that's all cleared for what things we're going to build in year 2. And we'll talk about all that later. This, voila, the escape hatch. Oh, well this looks like it would be why the boats didn't go anywhere. The minecart was up here. The boats are, oh yeah, the boats aren't here. So, okay, what we do is we send that back down, and it goes down there, goes down and collects the boats, and we send it back up. So the escape hatch works pretty simple. Step out, get your boat, and it's going without us, and go out and head off our adventure. That's how I leave by boat at Starlight. So it is very fun. I love using the escape hatch. You can't actually place a boat on the moving water though, so that's a shame. And it's hard to get out once you get in. That's why it's called an escape hatch. And we'll put that back in there. So that's that. It's a fun little contraption that I had a lot of fun making. Up here, this is another spiral staircase that goes to 4 square on the roof. A 4 square thing, and it is in fact on the roof of the Starlight. The way it works is if there was another player here, if I decide to open LAN in my server and play with my brother, or if I in the future decide to open this as a server, if I can even do that. 4 square on the roof works by shooting arrows into other squares. So I would be out, I'd have to go back to the middle square. But the idea is to shoot other players. So like any player that was here would have had to get hit with the arrow, and then they would get to shoot. If they did not get hit with the arrow and the arrow landed in their square, they would be out and would have to go to the first square again. So that's how this 4 square works. So that's cool. I know I say that's cool a lot. There's a lot of cool things. 4th floor. What else? Oh yeah, the generator room. Cobblestone generator. Stone generator here. I don't ever use them because they're all the way at the top of the castle, but they're there just so I can say that they're there. The drop tower. We're going to be jumping down there a little bit later. But before we head down, I want to show you everything above the 4th floor that you may have seen from the outside. Right now we're heading up right past the 4th floor, up past the roof, up to the 360 bedroom. And it is my bedroom. It's a 360 observatory that I sleep in. And the drop tower starts here. When I get my netherrack, I'll be building a fireplace right in there, so that spot is reserved. So you can see a little bit from that. It's a pretty cozy room, actually. So, yeah. I've never had anything spawn in here. It looks like I need to put a stone brick slab right there. As we go further up, we get to what I like to call the Great Balcony. Called such because it is a great balcony. There's 3 layers, 3 rings. The inner ring right here, the middle ring right here, which is good for racing, and you can see just about you can see everything really. And then the outer ring, this one, and this is fun for racing even. You can just race and run around and see who's the fastest. So yeah, you can see everything from this balcony just about. So it's one of my favorite parts of the Starlight is this, because it looks like a giant UFO from down there. Completely, it's not even proportionate whatsoever. And then the little observatories within the Great Balcony, which actually give you a worse view but a different color. So, you know, whatever you're into. So that's that. The Great Balcony. That's really all it is. And then finally we head to the top, we get to the glass dome. The glass dome was built for PvP in mind if you wanted to do like a PvP battle or something. Of course, I never have anybody on this world because this is a single player world. But like, you know, in the event that I ever did, that would be what this is mainly for. And also, it's a good beacon, a natural beacon. And it's glass, so you can see everything. And it's extremely safe because nothing spawns up here. It can't. So, yeah, you're 100% safe. So this was fun for me to make, really. I don't know, I enjoy it. So yeah, you do have to climb down in order to get down to the 4th floor, or even beyond that, really. But yeah. So that pretty much wraps up the Starlight Castle as a castle. So we're going to head to the Power Museum next, but we're going to do so via the jump pads and on the 2nd floor. And I'll show you the other entrances as we go through the Starlight. The Power Museum. We will now enter. So the Power Museum was created to look nice and also have a lot of functionality. So that was one of the purposes of the Power Museum, was to add additional functions and utilities to the world that were not in the Starlight, including the zombie XP farm, which is what this is. You have to hit zombies twice. But it works fine, and when I get my potions, that won't be a problem. I throw all the flesh into this fountain because I don't want it, basically. and it all flows to nowhere. This is just here because it can be. Anything good that comes out of this goes in there. There's this spiral staircase, or it's not a spiral staircase. I don't know why I said that, but there are 2 towers, a big chandelier. This is the enchantment tower. When I'm done over there, I'll usually come up here and be cool, and bam, enchant. And you know, it's kind of cool, I guess. Kind of funny, kind of cramped, really. That is the same thing, but that's going to be the alchemy tower, which will have potions. That'll be like the potion brewing tower. However, that won't be the primary source of potions brewing in this world. So that's an important thing to throw in there. It definitely won't be. Because it's all the way over here, and the nether portal thing is going to be all the way over there. But I'm going to talk about that near the end of this video. You go past the staircase, and you get the sunset balcony, that's the name of it, which is right out here. Just a balcony. Another balcony, rather. There's quite a few balconies in this world. On this base. Whatever. And then also, you can go downstairs. And that's where most of this nonsense is down here. So you go down here, here's the lobby for the Power Museum. This is an exit, and it's an exit only. So you exit out there and you never come back. This is reserved for when I get a fireworks system set up in the front of the Starlight, which is the plan in the future at some point. This will be the control room for that. So it currently does nothing but look good, I guess. Or whatever. You go back this way and you have, well, what we had earlier, the entrance and back into the Starlight from the first floor. This goes up, but we're not going to go up. We're going to go down. So that's that area. So that's interesting. Fun stuff. This is the, well, this is eventually going to be a powerhouse chamber. I'm going to be making a separate construction down there. This is going to be a staircase, and it'll go far underground into something. So yeah. But that's in year 2, likely. This is a gate. Now this is a project for year 2 as well. I call it the vault. And basically the idea of the vault will be to collect every single mob and name it with a name tag. And stick it in here. And seal them up. And that way they can be used for display. And as you can hear, there's a slime in there. I've locked it in there and it is named. So that slime is being saved for the vault. This is also for the zombie spawner you can watch. The zombies go up, or the baby zombies rather. This is the Power Museum's secret entrance, which is located under that pond out in front of the sunset balcony, or underneath the sunset balcony, next to the Lappy's Hall of Fame. If you saw it, I don't know if you could see it, but you should have been able to. So that's a project for year 2, and it will connect to somewhere else in the Starlight as well. I don't know where yet though. So that's that. You head over this way. You also get something that you might be familiar with based on what you saw over here. Storage rooms comes in here. So basically, this is my mob farm here. Come here. Come here, little buddy. So basically what this is a mob farm. One that I spent quite a lot of time making. And I'm very, very satisfied with the result. Basically, there's a lot of different functions of it. Right now, it functions as a mob drop collecting farm, where all the drops go into the hoppers, and they are collected through minecart into each of these chests. Most of which are full at the moment, so it's been working really well, and it's on right now. The minecart is going around. And it just stays on, really. So, but it can also serve as an XP farm, simply by the push of this lever. Now it's an XP farm, and mobs will take, you know, their one hit, and they're dead. So that's that. This opens and closes the bottom gate. This opens and closes the top. This is both, so these can also function as locks. But I like that, This, if drops land up on the stairs as they are right here, this moves them down to the hoppers. And if this gate is not active, it also opens the gate. So it keeps it open. Or keeps it up, rather. This is an arrow killer. It's on a clock. Shoots arrows, kills anything that's in there. The aim is relatively nice. This is a lava killer. In emergency situations where things don't die, I just kill them, basically, with that. That's dangerous what I just did. So yeah, this is a gate, as you saw, a security gate. Also a security gate is this, because I do leave this AFK sometimes, and I don't want anything to get out. And if I don't close the top gate, baby zombies and things will get out. So this is Ethos Automatic Farms for wheat, carrot, and potato. But as you can see, I have unlimited supply of bones and bone meal, basically. So that's the reason I don't ever use those, is because I can definitely use them in here. So that's what this is. This is the farm hub for doing all that. And that pretty much concludes this section of the tour. That's the Power Museum so far. The Power Museum is a structure that I do continue to develop. The Hall of Armor is going to be an extension of the armory, but it's actually going to be right here. I'm going to utilize the armor stands added in 1.8 to move all my armor from the armory into here, and I'll make my own sets of armor, name them or whatever, and make the Hall of Armor. So yeah, that's one thing. It might surprise you to know that that's it. That's the end of the tour. Or that's the end of the tour of the Starlight, anyway. We've covered everything. Everything in this base so far that exists. And in a moment, I'm going to talk about the plans for the future. But before we do that, we need to go have a look at something that you may have seen in the Lapis Hall of Fame earlier, titled the Tropic Fortress, and also the parkour course titled Totem Run. That's important. So I'm going to take Tigress, and we're going to head over to the far other side of Techtropolis Island, where we are going to see my second base, as well as the Totem Run parkour course, both of which were extremely recent additions to this world. See you guys on the other side at the final part of this world tour. It's important to note that this spot right here is where chickens allow this to be possible. I can't explain it in words because I'm not sure how it happens, but every time I come here, there's literally that amount, pretty much, of eggs sitting here waiting for me to grab. And I do. And believe it or not, this helps with the chicken farm, so it's perfect, beautiful. So yeah, you guys have no idea where we are. BTW, we found that. I found that the very first day that I spawned in this world, the Jungle Temple. So we're getting pretty close. Welcome to the other side of Techtropolis Island. Believe it or not, and well, you should believe it because you saw it at the beginning of this video, where I spawned, was right around this area. So it's changed. But yeah, this is the very, very other side of the island. in a jungle. So it's pretty far from the Starlight. So yeah, I traveled and traveled because I did not want to build in a jungle, but I did end up building in a jungle. The Tropic Fortress now resides around spawn, but it's over here. So this is the Tropic Fortress. Also a pretty recent build. We'll have a quick look at it from around. It was built to complement the Totem Run parkour course, which is in the jungle. I've already put tigers inside. Let's have a look at the Tropic Fortress. It's a very primitive construction. This is a dock for fishing or whatever. There's not a whole lot here, but when we head downstairs, we see that there is a little bit more going on. So here we've got the chests that are full of random things, and then we've got my bedroom, which is easily my favorite bedroom that I've built to date. So this is the bedroom in the Tropic Fortress, extremely safe, and I do keep a cat over here. So the cat isn't sitting. Why is the cat not? Oh my gosh. Whatever. There. Okay. So that's that. Moving on. That and that. Cool, right? Wrong. Up here is the entrance in the start to the Totem Run parkour course. I'm not actually going to do it in this video or run through it because it is a very, very long course. I'm just like the inventory video that I intend to make. I will probably make a video of me running through this course. But yeah, it's a long course. We will take a look go outside, and I'll show you the different parts of the course so you can see a little bit on what it entails. So that's the start. Let's see if I can try and find other parts where you might be able to see parts of the course. Yeah, that's all part of the course. That's part of the course. That giant tree climb is part of it. So you start over here. There's a lot of stuff going on in the jungle that you just can't see. We'll try and go around it so you can see. Yeah, that's all part of the course. It goes up there and then it comes down, goes up there, all the way up, and now you're tree hopping. But to put it into some additional perspective for you, the end of the course is somewhere underground. So yeah, you can just imagine sort of how all this ends up. It's a very long course. And why is this cat following me? This is why I hate animals. Because they do that. Where's the cat? It was sitting. Where is it at? Where's the cat? Where is it? Yes, I got Kitty to sit. Great. Okay. So that really about wraps up this area. It's a pretty primitive area, but the purpose of this area was for the Totem Run parkour course, because I really had a fixation for that, as I mentioned plenty of times already. And I wanted a base near spawn. So I do classify it as a base, but yeah. I don't know where I'm going. Starlight's all the way that way. So that would be the end of this world tour, because there's nothing really else in the world worth showing right now, but there will be in the future. So what we're going to do is I'm going to head back to the Starlight, and I'm going to briefly talk about the plans for year 2 and sort of what you can expect in the year 2 world tour, which will be hopefully happening in about a year from now with the next agenda. So see you guys on the other side with that. Most of year 2 is going to be dedicated to developing the rest of the Starlight headquarters, in addition to some renovations to the Starlight itself, including what I've already mentioned, changing all 4 spires out to something that looks a little bit better, like andesite or stone brick, but most likely polished andesite is what I'll be making the spires out of. Also, I will be adding another observatory similar to that right underneath it. It'll be red and slightly bigger, but I'm not going to disclose what the purpose of that is yet. So, Starlight headquarters. Starlight Plaza out here. There's Nether, the Nether. I mentioned that. That's a big thing. That's going to be one of the first things we do in year 2. The Nether Temple is a structure that will hold the Nether portal, and it'll be built out of Nether things, like Nether brick and whatnot. That will be located right here. The Rainforest Laboratory will be back there. That'll be mostly for our potions and stuff. Will not be automatic because I'm not big on that. I don't really care to make it automatic. The treetop hammock is going to go somewhere over here. It's going to be a giant hammock. What else here? We've got, oh yeah. So Starlight headquarters, that a dance pit somewhere over there. Just some other miniature things. Some gardens. This is going to be one giant garden. There's going to be an orchard and a fishing shack right over top of the water over here somewhere. The Aqua Lounge. The Aqua Lounge is going to be a huge project. It's going to be an extension that you can only get to from inside the Starlight. But it's actually going to be all the way out here. And it's going to be a lounge that's submerged completely underwater. So that's going to be a fun project, I think. And I'm going to try and make it look very expensive because it's going to be an expensive project for what I have planned for how I want to make it look. So you've ever seen SpongeBob SquarePants and Sandy's Dome? Yeah, get a little bit of ideas from that. So basically that, building some things in the Nether like blaze farms and whatnot. Also, a second construction, basically a second power museum is also on the agenda. I mentioned briefly about how I was going to build something way underground from a room in the power museum. That's what it is. It's going to be called the Starlight Resources Facility. Going to be located way underground. It's going to have villagers is the big thing. I'm going to be bringing villagers in, and we're going to be developing an area down there with that. The slime farm will be down there, and some other things probably. Whatever I think of. So all these things I'm going to try and get done within the next year, which is a lot. Like, it's a lot. Plus, whatever happens to come up, I don't know. I don't know if something will just pop up out of the blue, and I'll say, hey, I want to do this. Oh, in the trampoline, by the way. But it's like, yeah, like I do have a lot of plans. I want to continue to develop this world into something great, and hopefully someday I can open it to a server, or at least make it down, or at least, be willing to make it a downloadable file, which at the moment I am not. So that's cool. Oh, and more parkour courses around the world are already planned. So yeah, that's cool. So with that, I just want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this somewhat. I know I don't have the most exciting of voices, but I tried, I guess. So I think I covered everything. There might have been a couple things I missed, but I'm pretty sure for the most part that's everything. Y'all should be experts now on Starlight and everything that's going on here and whatever. So yeah, this is the Starlight, this is Techtropolis, this is my survival world. This is what I do, and this is what I develop when I'm not doing anything else. So once again, thank you everyone for watching. Subscribe for more videos, because there will be more stuff in the future at some point. And hope you enjoy Techtropolis and sort of what the future holds for that. Let me know what you think. Let me hear your feedback, whatever else you have. Once again, thank you guys so much. Goodbye.